Hello and welcome back to another reaction. In this occasion, Avatar: The Last Airbender, Season 3, Episode 14. Yes, some of you warned me that this episode is a two-parter, so I am still on the fence. If I have enough time, perhaps I will record it on the same day and I will have the two episodes together. If not, yes, expect the usual weekly approach of the episode. But it's about the time that I have because I still have other stuff to do. But before going into that rabbit hole, let's go and analyze what we saw last time. We saw for the first time a cooperation between Zuko and Aang. As I said, or I don't remember if I said it, maybe I just thought about it in my last episode, it's so weird for me to watch them together, cooperating, not attacking each other or anything like that. It's a fascinating thing to see, and it's pretty awesome to see Zuko in a more calm way. It's not, as I said in my previous episode, it's not always angry, it's not always screaming, it's not always the perpetual frown on his face that we only used to see before. It's fine to see him kind of relax, kind of yes, with the problem of his fire, but still it's just nice to see him this way, trying to be calm, trying to be more like Uncle Iroh. Obviously, he is far, far away from that point, but still, that doesn't change the fact that Uncle Iroh is still a great and excellent example of what Zuko could be. And I love the fact that Uncle Iroh keeps flexing on us, even if he doesn't appear at all in the episode. Hell, he hasn't appeared in the last 2 or 3 episodes, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, it's pretty good to see that. It's pretty good to still feel the presence of Uncle Iroh in these episodes. Yes. What else? I think I'm missing something out here that I missed last time. Oh yes, now I remember. I missed to say this last time, and it's kind of an inconsequential part of the episode, but really wanted to say about it, is the fact that the dragons have 4 legs and 2 wings. Usually when you see dragons in a lot, and I mean a lot of media, movies, series, I don't know, live action movies or all of that, is usually they only have the legs and the wings. And that is not a dragon, that is a wyvern. Yes, I know, it's perhaps the most insignificant detail you can think about, but it's still fascinating to understand that amount of detail that went to the story, that they have 4 legs and a pair of wings. So I like that. Again, because it's something annoying for me personally, and it's such a small detail that is most of the time not even worth bringing up. But I hate the fact that they pose dragons, but they pose wyverns as if they were dragons. So yes, I know that is again probably irrelevant, but that is something I wanted to say since last time. But I don't think you are here to just hear me rambling about last episode, because I already saw that. You're here to the new episode, so let me just remind you that if you enjoy the content of the channel and obviously you want to be up to date with whatever we're doing with the channel, please consider a subscription and turn on notifications. And if you enjoy the video that you're about to see, please give me a thumbs up and give a comment so I know what you think about the episode, about my reaction, or the comment that I'm going to say in a while. But yes, without further ado, let's cut all of these and watch the episode, shall we? Okay, I'm back. I just watched a second time the 14th episode of the series of the 3rd season. And again, just as I said at the end of my reaction, I wanted to see this. In the moment they unite, well, in the moment Zuko unite with Aang's group, I wanted to see an interaction between Zuko and Sokka. I don't know why. Perhaps because I like Zuko as a character, his growth and everything that is surrounding him. Even though I was disappointed in his decision to betray his uncle, I still like the growth that he has. And perhaps my favorite characters of the my favorite character of the entire season or the entire series is Sokka. So perhaps that is my desire to see them together, to see cooperate them together. And this episode delivered, and my god, it was everything and more. It was such a good episode, especially again the interactions between these two characters. Obviously, we start with a lame joke, we start with kind of a relaxed point. And yes, Katara is right, perhaps it's funnier because the uncle can't remember everything. But the situation is funny because of the awkwardness of the situation, because of all that is happening, and how Zuko reacted. Again, usually he's very aggressive, and this is something I covered in my last kind of commentary, that yes, Zuko was always angry, but we can see clearly here how he has changed. In a moment, in any other moment, he will be furious because his joke failed, because, oh, what do you expect from me? I am not a professional comedian, or something like that, something along those lines. But in this one, he just smiles. He just, oh, okay, yeah, sure, it's teasing, but it's not uncomfortable. So yes, I love the change that we can see, not only in this episode, but in previous one. I think even the first time that Zuko presented himself with, "Hi, I'm Zuko," or something like that, I don't remember.
Hello, Zuko here.
Zuko here, yes, that was the exact phrase, Zuko here. Even in that moment, you can see the change. But obviously, it has become more and more evident, and hopefully we're going to get accustomed to this new attitude from Zuko. But obviously, that is not the point of the episode. Perhaps there is a possibility of rescuing Sokka's dad. And yes, obviously, Sokka is betting everything on this. Since he have now insider information about the Fire Nation, especially from somebody as high-ranking as Zuko, as being the prince, so he must be informed about everything that is going on, or at least mildly informed, because yeah, he has a privileged position in the Fire Nation. He must know where the prisoners of war are taken. And yes, all this information is given, and obviously Zuko, being smart, he figured out what was going on. And instead of stopping Sokka, he said, okay, I'm coming with you because you don't know where to find them. And perhaps to amend his mistakes, amend his previous attitude from season 1 and season 2, perhaps he's saying, okay, I'm going to help him because this is partially my fault, or to amend what I did, and all of that. Which is something I'm commenting. Perhaps he's not even conscious. Perhaps he's subconsciously, he wants to amend with every single one of Aang's group. So perhaps it's that. Something I do not remember if he met Toph before going kind of in the good side. Please tell me if he has met her before, at least alongside with the group, because the only one that remember that met Toph is Uncle Iroh. Is the only one. Briefly. I think I think he has met her, but I don't think it counts because I don't think he left an important impact on him. When Uncle Iroh was hurt, I think is that in the moment they met. I'm not sure still, so perhaps I'm just speaking nonsense. Moving on, because I'm going to be trapped in that position, in that point, if I don't move on. Yeah, we go to the prison. Everything is kind of saying that, okay, your father is not here, but at least they find somebody. Yeah, with the silver sandwich that they mentioned several times. Well, that Zuko mentioned a couple of times. It's funny to see him trying to speak like Uncle Iroh, but of course, Uncle Iroh has the wisdom of years and decades. Zuko not so much. His new attitude is like a month tops. So yes, he doesn't have that wisdom. He doesn't have that otherworld perspective. Yeah, obviously it's nonsense, but luckily we have a silver sandwich in here. In this case is Suki from the Kyoshi Warriors. And yes, at least it was not in vain. Coming to this prison was not in vain. And we got our plan to use one of the coolers that is obviously kind of weird, but makes sense for the prisoners that are taken in, because obviously the most common thing you think about it is the hot box. I even hear the name cooler and I thought about a hot box from prison. If you don't know what is that, which I doubt this is the case, but anyway, in case there is one person that doesn't know what a hot box is, it's practically a metal box that is put in a place where the sun is going to hit it and it's going to get warm, very warm, very hot. So yes, it's terrible, it's awful, but it's something that exists in a prison, in several prisons. And I thought about that, but obviously, okay, yes, it makes sense. Cooler, cool. Yeah, I slap my face. I slap internally myself. Moving on, because again I'm getting trapped into this point. We discover all of these, and obviously the plan is to escape through one of these coolers, using one of these coolers as a boat. The plan failed because the new prisoners are coming, and obviously the idiot or one of the prisoners that was there just screamed and he failed his own plan. He could be free if he was just spacing, but he wasn't, and he was discovered, and yes, everything is going downhill. The episode ends with a kind of, again, another silver sandwich. Yes, perhaps they did not escape, but at least the father is there and they could rescue him. I don't know if this is going to succeed. I don't know if they are going to leave the father again there because they need to escape in another way. I don't know. I don't know how this is going to end, but at least it's that ray of hope in Zuko's mind. Now, I think the most important part of the episode is, again, the interactions between Zuko and Sokka. I love how at the beginning it is very incredibly awkward. Because, yes, Aang is probably one of the easiest one to accept Zuko in their group. Perhaps the only one that tops him is Toph. Toph is being more objective, or was being more objective. Aang is a good person by nature. In the other extreme, we have Katara. Katara hated Zuko's guts. And with a good reason, as I said a million times before. It's understandable why she hates, not dislikes, hates Zuko. That is the other extreme. Zuko is kind of saying, okay, I better not even talk to her because she's going to eat he's going to eat me alive. She's going to eat me alive. But with Sokka, it's kind of, okay, I accept you. It's kind of in the middle of the ground. And this is the hardest part. Because you don't know if you hate him and you utterly avoid him in this case, or if he likes you and you can interact more freely with him. He's in the middle. You don't know how to act. And with Sokka is the same. Okay, I don't hate this guy. He doesn't hate us, but still I don't know enough about him so I can be content. Especially in the serious situation. Because yes, annoying him, telling jokes, it's fine. But in this situation, it's different. Because the jokes, it's not the same when you only laugh. If you make somebody else laugh, if you make jokes just to make, like for example, Aang with the jerk joke, you kind of make Aang laugh. But when you're alone with another person, you say, okay, this is a very awkward situation. And you can feel the awkwardness. They try to know each other better. Okay, did you abandon somebody else in the Fire Nation while you betray them? Yes, I have a girlfriend. And what caught my attention is probably every single member of this group is kind of familiar with the acquaintance of everybody. I mean, the acquaintance of Sokka and the acquaintance of the rest of the group. They kind of know all of them. Obviously not as deeply as they should, but they kind of know each other. It's interesting. It's interesting to see this interaction, because again, I wanted to see this, and perhaps it's because again, Sokka is a very interesting character, and Zuko, Sokka is an interesting character and is one of my favorite, and Zuko is another interesting character with a lot of character growth, a ton lot. So it's funny to see them, and to see them in different situations. When they need to be serious, they are serious, they are intelligent, and they respect each other. They respect each other's decisions. And I love how Zuko is so supportive of Sokka's decision. He's putting his freedom and his life in his hands, because when he was captured, when he was discovered, he put his life and freedom on his hands. It's a huge responsibility, and again, perhaps he's subconsciously taking steps to amend his past mistakes. That's what I'm keep saying, but because I think it's completely truth. I think this is the point of this. This is the point, and why it doesn't feel unnatural, and why it doesn't feel forced. Because in any other show, you can say, okay, why he's following him, why he's doing this if he doesn't know him, if he was his previous enemy, why he's so willing to follow this person that he doesn't know. He doesn't know his what he's capable of. Because yes, as a public, we know how intelligent Sokka really is. And as I said before, Sokka is not book smart. He's not saying, oh, I'm going to read 1,000 books in 3 days or something like that. No, he's not the traditional intelligent person. No. He's more that, yes, he is intelligent because he knows how to reason, he knows how to think logically, he wants to understand the better circumstances in which they gave him an advantage. His strategic mind is brilliant, and we can see that in this episode, how he figured out a plan how they're going to escape thanks to the coolers, because they need to isolate the heat outside and inside. So yes, they need to be isolated because the heat outside is going to heat up the box if they don't isolate this box. So it's again taking every single logical step to make an escape. I love Sokka for that. I love his mind. But obviously everything went way too well, and you kind of knew that something wrong is going to happen. Something wrong is going to happen. Something wrong is going to happen. And perhaps it's not as wrong as I thought before, because yeah, they weren't discovered. Well, Zuko, Sokka, and oh god, I cannot believe I forgot her name. Suki. They were not discovered. They are still relatively free. They were not involved directly in this escape plan. Only the other 3 people were directly involved by what the guards saw. So yes, it's not as bad. The problem with this is that if any of those if any of those tell the guards, oh yes, there is a guard that betrayed you, and is this guy, they are going to try to escape again or something like that. So that is another problem. They will not have the advantage of having a guard outside with all the freedom of moving here and there. And they are all going to be prisoners. That is going to make the escape a lot harder. But there is a possibility that he shut up, that these criminals shut up and say nothing. But unfortunately, the escape through the coolers is not going to be possible because they're going to take precautions. So this don't happen again. This doesn't happen again. So I'm still eager to know where or how they are going to escape, because they are going to escape. That is something I'm 100% sure. They are going to escape. But it's interesting to know how, and that is what is intriguing about this episode. Well, the next episode, not this one. Again, this episode brings something that I wanted to see. This episode showed me something that I really wanted to see, and I love it. I love, again, the interactions. I love everything that this episode brought to the table. Because, again, it's treating the characters, the character of the comic relief that we knew about, we knew as Sokka, is treated with respect when he deserves it. When the episode is centered around Sokka, this partially in this case, because it kind of it's kind of Zuko and Sokka together in this episode, but they are treated with respect. Yes, we have a place for jokes. It is still not completely serious, but when the episode needs to be serious, it is serious. It's not just the comic relief. And I know there are other several episodes that portrays Sokka as not the comic relief. Is something that you deserve, you need to respect. But I love when an episode does that, because yes, I love Sokka. Sokka is my favorite character of the series, by far, I think. But anyway, yes, I think I'm starting to ramble way too much and gushing out about Sokka and Zuko together. Not in that way, please don't show me yaoi about this crap. It's not that way. They are just friends, guys. They are just friends. But anyway, as I said before, I'm starting to ramble way too much about this episode. So I think I really exhausted the topic of this episode. The only thing I have to, I have left to say, God damn it, I have left to say is, if you're not subscribed, why not? What is wrong with you guys? Come on, subscribe. Okay, no, if you want to subscribe, the link is, well, no, the button is there, and turn on notifications so you can get up to date with whatever we're doing with the channel. If you enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up and leave a comment so I know what you think about the episode, my reaction, and this commentary. So yes, I think that's it. I hope you enjoy it, and well, see you on the next one. Bye.
Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed that video, and if you did, give it a like so the algorithm from YouTube will help me out. And check my other videos, share them, and also why not subscribe to my channel and join this community. And as always, I want to thank you for your attention, your likes, and even your dislikes, your comments, which is something I always look forward to read. And yeah, once more, thanks and see you on the next one.